I greet you, Caribbean style. This guerrilla uprising now. I'm your host, Emmanuel Messiah. And today's topic, the media blackout of the blackout. Many of y'all know there's been a state of emergency declared in Charlotte, North Carolina. But a lot of people probably don't know there was a state of emergency declared in Puerto Rico that hasn't had electricity for days. The entire island has been without electricity. Another big story was the $70 billion that Puerto Rico owes that they defaulted on about 2 months back. Why didn't you hear about that? If somebody owed you a couple $1,000 and they said, screw you, I'm not gonna pay. We see this type of thing happen all the time on the streets where we're from. I've seen people die over a 44-cent stamp in prison. What you think somebody gonna do when you say F you over $70 billion? We talking about the people who start wars with countries like they're puppets on puppet strings for fun, right? All the major wars have been fought over money. If you know what's going on out here, and you conscious with your third eye open, right? So you got one mouth, and 2 ears, and 3 eyes. So I want you to just open your mind and allow yourself to process some of this high power information that I'm going to put on the table right now. You see it? When Ronnie King got his ass whooped, and it was caught on tape, we didn't go out the next day and burn the city down. We let the process take its place, and then when they finally said not guilty, even though it was on videotape, that's when we burned the city down, right? It's very coincidental that 2 police shootings happened on 9/22, 11 days after 9/11. Now people is out rioting out in North Carolina, and they didn't even see the tape yet. I mean, it's just like push a button and you're ready to snap and kill somebody, you know? This manipulation of these world bankers, you know, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds. They don't care who the politicians are. As long as they have control of a country's currency and money, they care less who the politicians are. They have control of your whole country. You're beholden to them. And when you don't pay, that's Judgment Day. What you think, you gonna say no? And nothing's gonna happen? They could cut off your whole electricity at the push of a button. We've already shown that this has all been set up with computers, and that's why they're so apprehensive, and they have so much trepidation, apprehensive of the cyber attacks, right? But at the same time, they set up themselves to be able to do cyber attacks, right? So now, Puerto Rico said we're not gonna pay the $70 billion, and next thing you know, the entire country loses its electricity, called a state of emergency, and no one comes to help. No one. Media doesn't even report it. People don't even know this is happening right now. You see, the Muslims, they have one rule. No usury. They have a whole heap of rule, but there's one specific rule that I'm on top. They are against usury, meaning say, if you lend me some money, all I gonna owe you is the money that you lend me. All of that, I must pay interest and, you know, late fee and all of them things there where you're talking. That was what the bankers decided to do. And their religion, they're believing in currency. They are mammon. They serve mammon. The devil, Shaitan. You see, them figure that one. Yo, let me tell you something, sir. That Obama, when he did put America in a $20 trillion debt, you don't know, but $250 billion a year is interest alone. You know how much $250 billion is every year? Every year. It's more than all of the food stamp money with them pay. It's more than all of the unemployment money with them pay. It's more than the education money they pay, combined with a couple more things that go every year to the bankers then. And one bank did almost fail, but the government just did give them all this money so that they wouldn't fail. They said it was too big to fail. But Puerto Rico, they're not too big to fail. We just let them fail. Barack Obama is not the worst president in American history. I'm here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to anyone who want to come tell me, say Barack Obama is not the worst president in American history for the American people. Maybe he's the best president for the Illuminati and the New World Order. Yeah, he's the best president they ever had. But he's the worst that we have ever had as a people. $20 trillion divided by 40 million is $500,000 for every black man, woman, and child. That's enough to pay reparations. And that money could have stayed in America and no black people would be going to jail. We'd all be rich. That's just to put you in perspective of how much money. And we didn't get a dime. We all in worse situations than, so who got that money? Yeah, the people that got that, they must really love Obama. Puerto Rico say, hell no, we can't pay that $70 billion. You got us. You tricked us. So we can't pay it. Oh, you don't want to pay it? We're going to send you back to the dark ages. Live without electricity. What happened when America just can't pay that $250 billion interest every year? I don't care who is your president. Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton. None of them can save you. God alone can save you. Stop worshiping man. Everybody needs to humble themselves and start worship God and live up righteous. The dollar is done. The dollar is crashed. They print it up like it's toilet paper, you know? And that's why they killed Gaddafi. They murdered Gaddafi because they wanted to make the gold denarii. I told people buy gold before gold quadrupled in price. They didn't want to listen. I said they was going to declare a police state. And that ISIS and all of these immigration things was going to happen. It's all on YouTube. And you can check the dates. After I said they was going to call a police state, they did call a police state shortly thereafter. National, I said it was going to call a state of emergency. I called it 2 state of emergency ever since. It's disrespecting our intelligence. To think that they're going to get away with that. That's terrorism. To put an entire country in a blackout. What if you're in the hospital? People, they don't even got road signs. They traffic lights don't even work right now. Right? But people that hate the police so much, and then they go out there doing these riots and these violent protests. Well, you must love the police, because you getting them paid a whole lot. You got them making a whole bunch of overtime. They locking all of y'all up. 40 people a day is getting locked up. That's more money that they make. They get money. You get reimbursed. They get quotas. They get bonuses for all the people that they locking up. Don't you know that? You hate the police, but you putting a whole bunch of money in their pocket. Stop it. Guess what? Them crackers pull me over and I ain't ready to go to war. My hands is like this. You know what they telling me with a gun pointed to my head all the time? Give me your license, show and registration. Officer, I'm not giving you shit until that pistol is off my head. Matter of fact, my hands is up and they out the window so that your dash cam can see my hands, and I am not moving them. You want that shit up out of the glove? Then you get it. I'm not moving my hands until that pistol is from up off my head. Cause I am not dumb and I want to live and be home for my son and wife and children and family that need me. Oh, what I look like? No, officer, I'm not gonna. Oh, I'm gonna reach, I'm gonna do this and this and let you shoot me all up. Gotta think, man. Oh, you ain't gonna have no head to think, cause they gonna blow that shit off. You see it all the time. And now I'm against racism, but I know what racism is. See, we only one race, the human race. And when they came up with these white supremacy and all of this stuff to keep black and white to fight against each other so that you can't see the manipulation from up top, the puppet master pulling the strings. Illuminati, New World Order, totalitarian world government, a police state. Australia, they ain't got no more guns in Australia. They trapped in on an entire continent that is an island without guns, but their government got a bunch of guns. And now that's the model for what they want to do in America. Is you going for that? After what you seeing all this here, that your lights can go out at any time? Keep your hand on your pistol, nigga. Keep your hand on that fucking chopper. Stock up on ammunition. The real revolution ain't gonna be on television. Babylon Fibon. One Isis to the Most High. Holy Manuel, I King Selassie, I Jah Rastafari.